Hi guys, so this is it, the morning of the struggle. So it's, what time is it now? 6 o'clock in the morning, so I'm literally about 10 minutes away from the Harrogate Army Foundation College where the struggle event kicks off. So feeling a bit nervous, not so much about the event, it's more the weather. I did it last year, the weather was much, it was quite sunny, it was bright, it was quite a decent day, whereas the forecast at the minute is showers most of the day, quite windy, I think in some places 50-mile-an-hour gusts, so it's going to be a bit of an interesting one. There was meant to be 4 of us that were doing it, but a couple of them have dropped out, so there's just me and one other lad that I know that's doing it today. But do you know what? You can't just be riding in the fair weather, can you? So you've got to, be a bit of a interesting, challenging ride. And again, yesterday I was in kind of two minds whether to take which bike to take really. Do I take my Trek Damani that I've had a few years, that I've now got set up as a winter bike? It's about 2-3 kilogram heavier, or do I take my new Madone, which again is lighter, a bit more aero? Couldn't really decide, mainly because of the weather. Bit wind and stuff like that, crashing it deep. It's got deeper wheels, but I'm just going to take it steady. Try not to get too carried away on some of the descents, and just be okay. So I've gone with the Madone. Yeah, should be a decent day. So yeah, stay tuned guys, and I hope you enjoy the video. Thank you. 40 miles in, roughly, and about 5,000 foot climbing. In terms of kilometres, it's about 60 kilometres so far. Been riding 3.5 hours. Done the feet station 1 already. Not been able to talk much really because of the wind. It's really windy, gusts of up to 50 miles an hour. But actually the weather, in terms of rain and stuff, there's not been much of it, just a little bit of drizzle. So yeah, apart from the wind, decent day. Legs feel alright. Got a little bit of knee pain, but you know, I'm sure I can power through. But yeah, stay tuned guys, stay tuned. just finished the struggle now. I'm on my way home. Decent day out, really enjoyed it. I think the total finish time was 8 hours 37 minutes, which is similar to last year, but I guess the only caveat to that is this year the weather was absolutely brutal in terms of the wind. You know, Trapping Hill, for example, 4 miles of climbing straight into headwind. Nothing can prepare you for that. But really happy with the effort. Again, last year I think I pushed the bike up 3 or 4 hills, whereas this year I just pushed on and, you know, rode up every single one. So I'm really happy with what I've achieved. Great day out. Very challenging. It was, I think, in terms of the numbers, it was like 108 miles of hills and descents. I think on my Strava it said something like 11,000 foot of climbing. So yeah, quite a big day out, big ride. But you know, I feel okay. My neck's a bit sore, but you know, guess I'll get over that. But you know, hopefully a couple of days I'll be back out again, you know, on the bike once I've fully recovered. So that's it, guys. You know, I hope you've enjoyed the video. I know I've been a bit slow and lapsy-daisy lately in terms of getting stuff out, but you know, I'll get this out as soon as I can. And please subscribe